So we had this abandoned mine in Norway, and we had an artist who wanted us to shoot a music video inside that mine. This was, for me, the perfect opportunity to test the Nikon ZR even more shooting Red RAW. The only challenge is a bit hard to film inside a mine like this, so see how it went in this behind the scenes. Nina Gordon, who is a Norwegian singer-songwriter, and myself and Kim from our production company Views, we went to the location to check it out. It was a perfect location for a music video. The only challenge is very hard to film there because of all the rocks. It's a little bit of challenge to get there as well, so I had to go there beforehand to just film the location, bring that video back home to the office, and then plan all the shots. Nina also wanted us to really use the location by also recording the song itself, using the acoustics of the cave. Do you hear the acoustics? So it's kind of a mix between live performance and music video, which is going to be an interesting mix. So by having these things as a foundation for the shoot, I came up with a little script that could fit the shoot and the music video. It's always nice to build up the story by using the visuals. I wanted to start the whole music video by shooting on a tripod, and then during the song, to create a build-up in the story, I wanted to change over to more moving shots. Since it's very hard to get the whole crane into this location, I had to figure out a way to imitate crane shots, and I had an idea that I wanted to test out. I'll come back to that later in this video.
Hei!
Hei, hei!
Hei!
Hyggelig. Ha det, blir fett!
Ja, räcker du?
Jag räcker.
Jag väntar på att du skulle starta.
So for the music video, I wanted to separate the cave into two parts, or three parts actually. The first one was down at the little water in the darkness. During the music video, we get to this other spot in the cave, which had more light and also more nature, some plants, just visually make progress in the music video and also fit the story. While Kim was recording the song in the cave, I did some insert shots, some B-roll of the place itself, just the cave, without the artist. It was also going to be interesting to see how the dynamic range of this camera, how that will perform in a cave like this, because you have some bright sky and you have some dark rock walls inside the cave. So how to make it not underexposed, not overexposed. Using the Type lenses on the ZR, shooting 4K RAW, Red RAW. Type Chimera C. Small and fast cinema lenses. Let's try 21. There's so many nice angles in this cave, so I'm going to just use the first hour to just walk around, find some angles. The Nikon ZR has a huge screen as well, as you maybe have seen now on other videos, so I didn't need to bring an external monitor. It looks a bit retro actually, until you turn the camera around and see this huge screen. Och varsågod. I look like a tourist or something, like drunk tourist here. Who would have guessed that we were actually shooting Red RAW with cinema lenses when you watch this? It might not look so professional, but that's not important. It's actually to get the shots you need. This is quite a neat trick if you are in a hurry and you can't bring a lot of equipment. It's just to use the tripod and try to lean the whole tripod while you move the camera a bit and test it out. You can get some something that looks like a crane or a slider. Just experiment and you will see new ways of operating the camera. This cave had some interesting light. It was natural light coming from some big openings at the top. In the inner part of the cave, it was a little bit darker. And here I want to try and see if we can do something with the lights on the talent to create more depth. Actually, I wanted first to start the whole music video with the artist coming in pointing the camera towards a kind of a dark black wall, and then lighting up a little bit with the Xeon Mulus X100. Actually, I made a video about these lamps a long time ago, and like asking, is this the only lamps you need? They are so practical, so we brought 2 of them with a lot of batteries, and they're quite powerful as well. So we added some softbox to them and just tried to get some more depth in the shot. I realized actually after shooting a couple of shots in this direction towards the black rock wall that it was actually nicer from the other side. Sometimes you have planned something, but you realize on set it's actually not the best choice. So I just tried the other angle and we decided to go for that as well. And then when I was filming the cellist, I tried to keep the 180-degree rule. So if you're the cellist now, the audience, I had to have the camera on this side filming you. So we have the 180-degree rule, keeping the camera on this side. So that was nice to know before shooting the cellist.
Når jeg var lita var alt en lek. Jeg tegna fritt med en sorgløs strek. Nå må jeg selv tegne egne kart og finne frem i ei egen fart. Jeg vet fortsatt ikke helt hvor jeg skal. Men du, jeg har ikke lyst å gå alene. Og jeg vet.
When we got to the jungle scene, I don't know if we call it jungle, it's not jungle scene, but with the plants and stuff, they were going to perform more for like almost more like a concert feeling. And there we did not use any lights because I wanted to be quite wide sometimes, and we could not add any lights for a wide shot. We just used a huge 8x8 bounce to bounce the light from the sky into their face. So that's actually a very nice thing to bring. If you're filming quite close of people, just bring a round reflector with a silver and a white side. Or if you're filming more wide shots of more people, bring a huge bounce, like a 4x4, 8x8, something like that, to be able to light up all the people in the frame. You know, sometimes you have this really nice communication between the artist and the camera. So I wanted to kind of dance around with the camera accordingly to the artist and just get this floating, nice connection with the artist and also the cellist.
Jeg har ikke lyst å gå alene. Og jeg vet at noen gang må man finne nye stier. Og mørket blir mindre skummelt når du går ved siden.
Takk, kjempebra. It's getting hot, even though it's cold today. Moving the gimbal around, get exercise. So now let's try the special rig with the monopod. So I used an iFootage monopod and just added the gimbal at the end. And it was also cool about this rig is that I could use it to bring the camera through narrow spots, which would be impossible to walk with the gimbal. So you can be quite creative with this. I recommend if you have a monopod or a boom pole or something to test it out, because you can get some creative shots. Yeah, I was quite happy with it. So the Nikon ZR has a huge screen, a bright screen. So I will be able to see some of the shot from down here, but we're gonna also have the monitoring to Matthias, of course, so he can do the focus, and also he can control the gimbal with his little joystick. If you have seen our previous Nikon ZR video, you saw that we shot an ice cream commercial where I used autofocus in the camera. When you now use cinema lenses, you can't do autofocus, so we had to pull focus ourselves. When I was shooting on a tripod, there was no problem, I can just do it myself. But when using the gimbal, I had to get some help. So Matthias Lien from our company, he's a kind of a follow focus expert. So we actually attached a small DJI follow focus to our setup, and this sent a signal to a Tilta Float remote controller, which can control the gimbal and control the focusing at the same time. And when you're doing follow focusing, it's very important to have a great monitor, or else you won't see what's in focus. So we're using the Axion M7 Pro, which we have been using in quite a lot of projects lately. It's a very lightweight monitor, which is also calibrated. I didn't know, but a lot of monitors are not color calibrated, and this is. In the future, you can actually use this monitor as both a receiver and a sender. So you can add this monitor to your camera, and it can send out a signal as well as being used as a video monitor. And since the wireless sender is 4K, it's a lot easier to do focus pulling when you have those sharp pixels. Definitely check out that monitor. There's a link in the description to the Axion M7 Pro monitor. Nina, it's a wrap.
Yay!
Are you happy, Nina?
Yes, absolutely. I'm thrilled.
It's really fun to get back at the office, starting to edit and look at the material. Bringing Red Raw into DaVinci and adjusting the ISO, color temperature is always fun. And of course, knowing that you have 12-bit RAW makes it a lot more comfortable when you're going to do the color grading. So in soft shots, for instance, I wanted to turn the green a little bit more bluish. I also want to bring up the saturation on the jacket of the cellist and also adjust the skin tones a bit. Because when we're filming in this jungle scene, as I like to call it, there's a lot of green light bouncing from the plants into the face. So I want to adjust the skin colors a little bit to not make them too green. So having 12-bit RAW in DaVinci Resolve in the color grading is a lot easier to select the skin color and adjust it the right way. And for instance, in this shot, it was fun to test out the dynamic range. So I tried here in this shot to bring down the brightness and then bring up the darkness. This camera, when shooting in Red Raw, you don't have noise reduction in the footage, so we can adjust it in post instead, which is better because then you have more control of it. I didn't want to do too much with the colors. First, we added the color space transform. She really liked the retro look, so we added the film look creator in DaVinci Resolve. You can go like 100% with a lot of grain, halation and stuff like that. I added a little bit of it, so I kept it 40-30% I think. Then, later, you will see 8mm effect coming in. We want to use that effect as transition and also to create progress in the music video, and also it fitted the song, looking back at when she was young. So mixing this together was interesting. So we ended up with a look that she felt fitted her song and that we were happy with. And now we're done with the music video. If you want to see the full music video, there's a link to Nina Gordon's YouTube channel in the description. Also, don't forget to check out the Nikon ZR camera. And there's a link in the description to the camera and our video about it. And of course, the Axion M7 Pro monitor and the Thypok Chimera C lenses. If you're curious about them, there's a link in the description as well. Guys, I'll see you again soon. Very soon we're gonna go out with a new Nerd Forts video actually, so stay tuned. I'll see you again. Ha det bra!
Surrender!